squad of, I think the Champions League would have been 24.
Yeah.
So you go and you train and you're a part of the build-up, if you like, within the squad. And then obviously day of the game, it's there's a match day squad, which would be like 18, maybe 19. I wasn't part of the match day squad, but was in the squad for the lead up or the build up, the match preparation and stuff like that, leading up to that.
Did Rafa kind of tell the lads that weren't going to be in the match day squad that they weren't in, or was it a case like you kind of already knew in training sort of thing, or was it made formal?
Yeah, I think everything Rafa done, he was quite straight about it. We were sort of hoping, because we'd been, I think there was a couple of us, the likes of me, Neil Mellor, Darren Potter, David Raven, Stephen Warnock, who had all been around the squad or on the bench. I think at the time there must have been a bit of an injury crisis, because a lot of the young lads seemed to be on the bench for these big, massive games.
Yeah.
And we were sort of hoping he might keep the trend and go with that. But I think that a couple of the lads had come back from injury. I think Yosemite had come back, Biscan had come back. So these lads were obviously making the way back into the squad. So we were sort of hoping he'd go with the trend of keeping us on the bench. Obviously didn't. But we sort of half knew that was going to happen. But we're just praying that we could make it on the bench.
Yeah.
For the Champions League final would have been some achievement.
Well, I remember like watching the final, obviously, and I spoke to Steve at half time, and we were both like, young, we were both like proper upset and all the rest of it. Steve was a dithering mess. Yeah. I was like, I always remember after the game, and for years, right, it's so random that we've managed to get you on the podcast today. Mm-hmm. But after the game, there was a picture of this lad in a Liverpool kit, and he was going mad with all the fans.
Yeah.
Me mates were like, Steve being one of them, were going, who's this like nutter who's ran on the pitch here? And I was like, John Welsh. He's Welsh. And he's with all the lads celebrating. And for about 10 years, I thought it was shoot. And then
it was just
it was a lad who got on.
Yeah, just a fan who ran on the pitch. I even had me looking at the picture, and I was like, "Is it Welsh? I can't tell."
I was probably go mad on the pitch, because it was just. I mean, there's a great story behind it. Obviously, we were in the crowd sort of thing. So obviously, Liverpool have won, and we're getting ready to lift the trophy and stuff like that. So there must have been about 8, maybe 9 players who were in the squad who were in the stands. And we were like, we've got to get on the pitch. We've got to get on the pitch. So we make our way down to the pitch side. But it's basically, we're actually in the crowd. So we're trying to get through everyone. And obviously the stadium staff and the stewards like, no one's getting on. So Fernando Morientes was in the squad sitting by us. And he just walked to the front, spoke to the steward. And he just. So the steward obviously knew who he was, allowed him to go on. And I mean, Morientes could have just got on the pitch and just left it was basically all the young lads. But just as he was about to climb over the billboards, he turned round and was speaking to the steward and was pointing out which one we were. So he pointed out all the young lads and was waving us on. So nice. The steward allowed us to come on then. So if it wasn't for Fernando Morientes, we wouldn't have got on the pitch. But I mean, I'd never forget that, because, as I said, he could have just got on and I'd celebrated with the rest of the lads. But he had sort of the down-to-earthness to turn around and point all the young lads out and say which ones we were to let us on. And that's how we got on the pitch. So I'd never forget that for forever, really.
Yeah. That's definitely Morientes' greatest contribution in a Liverpool shirt, I think. He was some player, weren't he? But
another one. He brought Raul to Melwood one day, so we met Raul and that. I mean, he's a legend in football as well. So that was
imagine the press with Raul at Anfield. You would have thought he was about to sign, wouldn't he?
I know. But I think it was probably that hush hush. I don't think anyone's probably ever knew, because I mean, we didn't know. When we've been training, and obviously when you finish training, you go up to the kitchen area to get your food and stuff. And we just walked in, he was there, and we going, "What's going on? Is he signing?" Or we were talking amongst us, "Are we signing him or what?" And then obviously Fernando come in and they were embracing, and then all the lads come up, and obviously the Spanish lads were talking to him, and we were like should we go over and get a picture with him? We can't go over because we were Liverpool players. Like, we can't go over. We can go over and like introduce and say, how'd you do and all that. But I don't think anyone ever got any pictures with him, which was a shame.